Warning: Alan and JJ Johnson are not professional comedians. During this program, you will be exposed to unfiltered dad jokes in their most potent and raw form, dads telling them to each other. Watching this video may lead to serious physical harm, including facepalm concussions, head-shaking whiplash, and uncontrollable groaning. Proceed at your own risk.
Hey everybody, I'm Alan.
And I'm JJ.
And this is Two Dads and a Joke. And we're here today with at least a 6-pack of dad jokes and a shot of parenting advice. And so JJ, let's start this off with our theme for today is going to be talking about vacations and what to do with the family for vacations, right?
Okay.
So you know, when I think about vacations, I think about the swimming pool. And so I got a dad joke along those lines. You ready for this one?
Yeah,
Did you hear about the skunk that fell in the swimming pool?
No, I did not.
He stank right to the bottom.
Oh, come on.
You gotta like that one. That's a great summer. That's got a good image for the family time.
Yeah.
A skunk in the swimming pool. You really want to get in that pool.
Yeah, okay. Hey, I got one for you. You
Okay.
know why I don't trust stairs?
I don't know.
They're always up to something.
All right.
All right, Matt, that one was bad.
That was not so awesome, yeah. All right, so JJ, I guess we probably got to get a little business out here. So just so people know, I'm the author of the Towers of Light series. It's going to be coming out at Christmas time. I've got some really cool stuff happening. I've been working with different people helping me with marketing. I got Jen Gabble doing like my marketing copy. I got Teddy Deppner doing some awesome photos that are going to come out as part of my marketing campaign. We're gonna share a really cool little Lego bit she did for me. It's pretty nice. And then I've got Lori Ann from Magpie Designs doing my cover. And so can't share any of it yet because it's all super secret. But by the time next season rolls around, it's going to be a really nice launch and be pretty awesome. So that's kind of been what's keeping me busy. How about you, JJ? How are you feeling about this whole launch thing?
Well, you know, Iggy and Oz is launched, and I couldn't be happier with it. You know, I have a review tour coming up, and so that's going to be taking place all through October and November, and so I'm working with Just Street Tours on that. They're helping me with the publicizing of the Iggy and Oz book. So it is out. It is out in the world today. And yes, Alan's sporting a great photo right there. My wife actually took that photo, by the way.
It's pretty awesome.
And, yeah, so it was a good photo, but I love it. This was a great story to write. I had a blast writing it, and I wrote it for my kids, which, you know, that's the only audience that really matters to me. And, you know, I hope that parents can take this, can sit down with their kids, they can read it out loud, and just have a family reading time. And that's the reason I wrote it, and is to kind of bring back that family reading time. And so that was kind of my hope with this book, and I absolutely love it. This is book 1 in the series, and hey, I'm almost done with book 2.
That's awesome.
I'll be wrapping that up soon too. So
well, and I gotta say, I saw your Facebook Live launch thing the other day, and that whole thing you read. I mean, all I gotta say is, if you got boys, vomit is a great thing to have in a book, and they're gonna love it. It's gonna be awesome.
yeah,
So
there's a vomit chapter.
thinking about that, you know, one of the things that happened to me when I was a kid is I went to summer camp.
Yeah.
And you know, summer camp has all kinds of things going on that could get you sick or whatever. But you know what I really liked at summer camp? I liked when I got a package from my mom.
Yeah.
Right? With some goodies in it. Any way people could get a package with some goodies in it from Two Dads and a Joke.
Absolutely, there's a way that they can get a package from Two Dads and a Joke. You know, over the course of these 6 episodes for the first season, we're going to be asking you to send in your best dad joke to Two Dads and a Joke. And we're going to pick one. And the winner of that is going to get, you know what they're going to get, Alan?
I don't know. What are they going to get?
They're going to get an Iggy's Dino Box.
An Iggy's Dino Box?
Iggy's Dino Box, absolutely. So Iggy's Dino Box is a subscription-based box that's for the Iggy and Oz series, and it comes with all sorts of great swag. You know, there's a candle in there for mom or grandma,
nice.
or your aunt or sister or whoever. And that candle, by the way, is incredible. That candle is Sour Patch scent. I almost said Sour Patch flavor. You don't want to eat the candle, but it's Sour Patch scented candles. And then also,
but what if I am hungry? Is there anything to solve that problem in the box?
There is some dino droppings that are going to be in there. And if you really want to know what the dino droppings is, you got to win the box.
All right. So they're going to have to enter the contest, right?
Enter the contest, and you'll get the Iggy's Dino Box, which also includes a print copy of Iggy and Oz as well. And you can go to Dadjoke.com in order to enter that and send us your best dad joke. We are desperate for good dad jokes. Alan, have we gotten any good dad jokes?
You know what's been cool is, well, first of all, I didn't know this. I've been out on the interwebs looking at things. We have some submissions, but I got to share this one first. Did you know there is a dad joke API?
No.
There's a Dadjoke programming interface out there, and about every 4 hours it puts out a new one on Twitter. So I gotta share the Dadjoke bot just to show you the quality that what comes from this programmatic thing here. And it's in the theme of summer, right? We just had a swimming pool joke. How's this one? Today a man knocked on my door and asked for a small donation towards the local swimming pool. You know what I gave him?
What?
Glass of water. Dadjoke bot on Twitter right there.
That's
right.
At
Dadjoke API bot.
Oh, that's incredible. Wow.
So I got another one from Facebook, and so this is an actual entry. This is from Joanne Watkins, and I really appreciated this one for this week's show that's about vacations, because I did a lot of vacation to historical places, you know, out to South Dakota, and they got like bison and stuff out there. So here's a great one from Joanne. It says, "What do you call a 200-year-old buffalo?"
I have no idea.
A bicentennial.
Oh.
You gotta admit, that's high quality. All right.
That is high quality.
A bicentennial. Come on now. All right, but here's the best one. So the best part about this show is you don't know the jokes I'm going to tell before I tell them, and so you're always thrown off.
I have no idea. Yeah,
this one. So if you ever been on family vacation, you ever been on like the interstate?
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Now, what's the worst part about the interstate if you're traveling somewhere trying to make some time?
Getting behind some slow people, construction.
Construction is the right answer, right? So you know what? The state of Illinois was, IDOT, Illinois Department of Transportation, has tried to make it more enjoyable when you end up in a construction zone. Okay. I got one today that said, on my way home, it said, "Be sure to pumpkin the brakes in construction zones." Pumpkin the brakes. Thank you, IDOT. What is that? I know. I didn't even know what to do with that. It totally threw me off.
Okay.
Oh. So here's the last one, and then we probably need to get to the serious topic of family vacations. But I got one more here. And okay. This was my joke. This is my thing. One of the things I did wasn't a family vacation, but it was with the boys. We'd go out to scout camp. So me and my couple of boys would go out to scout camp. We'd be all tinted up, and I sent my son off to the general store to get us some things we needed, and he came. And what do you think he said when he came back?
What do you say?
Supplies. Okay, it's all you. I'm sorry. I totally hogged that. I guess we need to trade off on the online jokes here.
No, you're good, man. You're good. That was good. I like those. That was fantastic. So, all right. So, well, hey, before we get on our serious topic, I do have one joke for you.
All right, let's hear it.
So, Iggy and Oz has a character by the name of Aaron who is obsessed with knock-knock jokes.
Oh, this will be good.
Yeah.
I've had a knock-knock in a while.
Yeah, so did you hear about the guy who invented the knock-knock joke?
I did not hear about the guy that invented the knock-knock joke.
He won the Nobel Prize.
The Nobel Prize. Oh, Nobel Prize. Actually, that's about the best one so far this season. I like that one a lot. That was good.
All right.
All right. So you were throwing out something about, last episode you talked about being caught up in the family and wanting to get together more, and then you mentioned vacations. So where's your head around vacations and what that means to dads out there?
Well, I think vacations sometimes, you have two types of vacations as a parent, especially as a dad. You have the staycations, the vacations where you go, you stay at home, you do a bunch of stuff around the house that you can't ever get done anyway, and so it's not really a vacation. And then you have the vacations where you just go and do something with your family. And so, growing up, we didn't take a ton of vacations. My mom and dad took us to places in Missouri, and my mom always made an effort to take us to, someplace during the summer, whether it was Six Flags and places like that. And so, but we wanted to be able to just take some relaxing vacations sometimes with our kids. So, this past year, we actually took a vacation during spring break. For the past 2 years on spring break, we've taken a vacation. 1 year we spent a week at the lake. This year we drove 14 hours in one day to go to the beach down at Gulf Shores, Alabama.
Wow.
And at the time our kids were 6 and 4, and so driving that long distance, with two little kids, was kind of was a fun and first time experience for us. This fall, we're going to look at taking a camping trip somewhere around Oklahoma. And so, for me, vacations aren't, planning just a bunch of events. We're just always busy and going from one thing to the next. We like to take vacations where we're just vegging out, whether it's just in front of the TV, watching some Netflix, or just going and taking a walk along the beach. I think the kids and I, one day, we went and just found this forest that had these life-size dinosaurs in them. And so we just went to this forest and just kind of hung out for all day and just kind of, that was the way it was. So for me, family vacations are that time to where you can just get away and just completely disconnect. And, I don't want this to sound negative, but it's going to come across that way. You and I, we work with a lot of different types of people at work, I'm sure. And I come across people all the time in my professional life. It just seems like they're never able to disconnect from the job. And I feel bad for them at times. And, it's never my place to just come out and say, hey, take a week off, stop checking your email every 5 minutes. But I find myself getting into that habit too, to where I have trouble disconnecting from work and from other things. And so for me, vacation is that time to disconnect from all that, ignore it, pretend it doesn't exist, spend time with my family, spend time in God's Word, spend time in some prayer, journaling. I love to journal, and just kind of think through those things that, that make me slow down and realize what life is, why life is important, and, how I can set that example going forward with my kid. And I need that time. I need that time for myself. My family needs that time, and my wife needs that time. So that's what vacations mean for me, is just not having a bunch of big events, but just being together and also reconnecting spiritually in the way that I need to reconnect. Because let's face it, sometimes the busyness of life, we get up and we're like, oh, I didn't do my quiet time, and the next thing you know, it becomes like a check off our daily list, and that's never what you want it to grow into. And so those are the things that are important to me when it comes to vacations.
Well, I think for me, I was a consultant for a long time, like 10 years of my career, and when my kids were relatively little. And that's rough. When you're a billing consultant, compensated on that, like actually finding time to take a vacation is difficult. You kind of have to squeeze it in between engagements, quite frankly. We ended up becoming a homeschool family because work, my availability to take a vacation with my kids didn't align to the school calendar. And so homeschooling, that was literally one of the decision points we made around that, was that we needed to have a very flexible overall lifestyle so that we could take vacations, that I could, when I could unplug from work, we could do that. And so we ended up going to Disney World in the middle of October one year because we could, right? I mean, like, you know, my customers I was working with were on a moratorium or something. They couldn't do any work. I was literally going to have 2 weeks of doing nothing. So I just took the time off and we went to Disney. I think for me though, the programming aspect of it, I mean, it had gotten to the point now that my kids are a little bit older. They're like, Dad, it's okay if we go somewhere to do something, but don't fill up every day. Right? Like, and so, you know, this past summer we went and had 2 days of 4 planned, and the other 2 days we just kind of did whatever. And that was really important. I also think that making sure you actually take a vacation. Now, I know when we were a lot younger and our kids were younger, we didn't have any money. You know, my wife was a stay-at-home mom. We were following the Dave Ramsey plan, so we were saving every nickel all the time. And so actually one of my favorite vacations was a staycation, but it wasn't I'm going to do all the chores I wanted to do. We actually had, you know, different days planned of silliness we were going to do at our house, you know. And so one day I got this awesome picture somewhere of the kids just covered in shaving cream because we had a field day where we did crazy stuff in the yard and threw Mentos in a Diet Coke for science, and shot shaving cream at each other and threw stuff off we had a whole afternoon of throwing stuff off the deck for science, you know, and that kind of thing. And so those are great too. And I think that's the one thing is, even if you don't have the budget to do some big ticket thing like we're going to go to Disney World, don't let that prevent you from taking that time with your family. And you can find a lot of crazy stuff to do at the dollar store, right? I mean, literally that whole thing, our whole funding and management mechanism of that vacation was wrapped around going to the dollar store. So, you know, with that in mind though, we also saw some nature. Like we went hiking and that kind of stuff. You know, it doesn't really cost you anything to go hiking. But you know the downside to going into nature? You run into this brown stuff that sounds like a bell. You know what I'm talking about. Dung.
All right, that was a good one. You caught me off guard with that one. All right. So I got a joke for you.
Okay.
Right, ready?
Mm-hmm.
You want to hear a joke about paper?
Sure.
Oh, never mind. It's terrible.
Oh, I see what you did there. Very nice. Nice.
Rip.
All right. Well, this has been Two Dads and a Joke, and so come on next episode where we go dad to dad, and we're going to be talking about, but what about the missus and all of this vacation family time stuff. So we'll see you here in a week.